Dan, thanks for inviting us in. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Scott Swan.
I'm Dustin Grove. Anne Marie and Felicia both have the night off. We begin at 5 with new developments in that Christmas Day shooting that left one woman dead and 5 others injured. Police now tell us the man they believe to be responsible is in jail.
Our Rich Nye was on the scene right after that shooting, and tonight he tells us what we now know about the victims and the suspect.
An investigator was back on the scene Thursday, searching the area and talking to neighbors. Just 24 hours earlier, on Christmas, just before 12:30 p.m., 6 people were shot inside this house on Meadowlark Drive, near 42nd and Arlington on the northeast side. 37-year-old Ana Paredes was killed. 4 children were inside the home during the shooting.
We want to extend our prayers, extend our thoughts to a family that had to experience tragedy like this on a time where families gather, and it's supposed to be a time of love, reflection.
Another woman and 4 men also suffered gunshot wounds, but are expected to recover. Police say the victims identified a 35-year-old man as the shooter. Police say they found him hiding in some bushes.
This individual was close by. Our officers quickly got to work to stabilize the scene, to render aid to those who had been injured, and they were also able to apprehend who we believe to be the sole individual responsible for this, and we're happy to say that through the hard work of our detectives, that individual has since been arrested.
Police say they recovered a gun in the house. They have not said what relationship the suspect has to any of the victims.
A neighbor says there are big, loud parties at this house almost every weekend. She says they go on almost all night, and they've been going on for about a year.
There appears to be a large gazebo in the backyard. The neighbor alleged there is an illegal bar back there. The front porch is filled with boards and construction materials, appearing to be parts for a tall privacy fence. There were several vehicles parked in front of the house Thursday, but no one answered the door for me or the investigator who knocked. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Police could not tell us if the woman killed was the mother of any of the children who were in that home during the shooting.
Well, we have had some warm temperatures for this time of year, and now rain becomes a big story.
Yeah, and get ready for even warmer temperatures over the next several days. I mean, we could be approaching 60 degrees. I have that in the 7-day forecast, but we do also have a lot of rain chances. So you kind of have to take one with the other because that's the way it goes in our forecast. Let me walk you through what we can expect at least for the next 24 hours. We are tracking a few showers on radar, so we'll start there. Most of these are west of Indianapolis, maybe up to Lafayette as well. Could be some wet roadways, not terribly heavy rain, but again, just a quick little shower to roll through. Nothing that should cause too many problems, but there may be some wet roadways. Outside of that, yes, the big story has been just how mild it's been. Look at the temperature right now. There's 50s on the board here. 50 for Indy, down to Columbus as well. 53, that's the warm spot right now for Shelbyville. But these temperatures probably going to stay pretty mild through this evening. For the Pacers game, we do expect temperatures to hold into the 50s or maybe mid to upper 40s. But yes, that chance for rain will be there. Again, not terribly heavy, but at least leaving that chance for rain in as you head maybe to the game this evening. And then overnight, holding the temperatures right around 44. Watch for a little bit of patchy fog because of that moisture that's in place. And then tomorrow we have the first of 3 potential soakers that are going to roll through. Rain is likely. I'll outline the timing of the rest of those systems coming up.
All right, Rob, thanks so much. Tonight, the Indianapolis Jewish community is marking the second night of Hanukkah with a community menorah lighting. The second candle was just lit a few moments ago out at the Jewish community campus.
That's right. This is a look at that campus on Hoover Road. Hanukkah commemorates the rededication of the temple in Jerusalem, and different Jewish community organizations are going to be sponsoring the lighting each night. The last lighting will be New Year's Day, January 1st. Well, between now and New Year's, a lot of you may be heading back to the stores to use some of those Christmas gift cards.
Some Hoosiers will be making returns and exchanges. Our Anna Chalker takes a look at the post-Christmas shopping rush.
The day after Christmas shopping here at the shops at Perry Crossing was not as busy as we normally see it, but still several people were out here spending their Christmas money.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little more chaotic the day after Christmas.
Even though the parking lot is full, shoppers were able to get in and out quickly.
I'm really happy to see that there's actually still like stuff out there. Like there's actually items, not everything's just gone and everybody's like rushing through and just trying to fight to get stuff. Yeah.
While many shops were processing returns and exchanges, shoppers were also getting their hands on deals. Some telling us they're glad to be out with family, still celebrating the holidays.
I'm very grateful for what we're able to have and what we're able to get.
In Plainfield, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Well, tonight scams are on the rise, with thieves using fake tracking numbers and bogus return policies.
But there are some ways to keep your gifts and your personal information safe from scammers. Meg Ressler explains.
The scammers know that a lot of people are receiving packages. There's a lot of shopping going on, whether it's online or in the store.
Which is why Jan Diaz with the Northern Indiana Better Business Bureau says it's important to be careful in these final days of the holiday season.
This is kind of a prime time, unfortunately, for scammers to try to take advantage of folks either via text or email or even by the phone.
Diaz says if you're waiting on late gifts to come in the mail, double check any package tracking texts or emails.
There are some phishing texts or an email that might have a message like, we couldn't deliver your package, or we need to update your delivery preferences.
Links in those messages could be trying to steal your information or install malware on your phone.
Instead, look up the delivery company using a trusted search engine.
And if you're already thinking of returning some gifts you opened on Christmas,
take a moment to review the store's return or exchange policy. Not all stores have the same types of return policies.
Diaz also says act quickly. Some holiday return windows are often short, and if the place you're buying from is reputable,
they will have their return policy at their official websites.
That's Meg Ressler reporting. Also, remember, don't be embarrassed if you fall for a scam. It happens more often than you think, and to people of all ages. But if you are a victim, make sure to report it to the Better Business Bureau's Scam Tracker.
Well, 2024 is winding down, and Visit Indy is celebrating a record-breaking year in our city. And now the group reflecting on one of Indy's most epic eras. Our city welcomed Taylor Swift and more than 360,000 Swifties. The pop superstar performing at Lucas Oil Stadium for 3 nights, breaking all sorts of attendance records. Speaking of records, Lucas Oil Stadium set a record for the biggest attendance at the U.S. Olympic team swimming trials, the first time ever that an NFL stadium was transformed into an Olympic pool. So what's next? Our city has now more than $2 billion in new tourism infrastructure currently underway.
The city of Anderson is taking a big step to help those without a place to call home. Our partners at the Anderson Herald Bulletin report Mayor Thomas Broderick Jr. awarded $900,000, and some of that will go toward housing. This money is going to Aspire Indiana Health, and it's coming from the American Rescue Plan. It'll be used to address mental health, substance abuse, along with housing. The Anderson Community Development Department is also working with HUD right now to secure $1.4 million to purchase housing for the homeless as well. Now to the push for peace over the holidays, but that is proving tough to find. Christmas Day attacks in Ukraine once again sent families underground.
This is the Vatican calls for a ceasefire in Gaza. Raf Sanchez tonight has the latest on both of those conflicts.
Ukraine's still reeling from a massive Christmas Day drone and missile attack by Russian forces. At least 6 people killed in strikes like this in Kharkiv, officials say. While in the capital, thousands of families spending Christmas seeking safety in the subway. It's scary to stay at home, so we came to the shelter, says this mom. Russia is once again targeting the energy grid, Ukraine says, leaving 500,000 people without power in the depths of winter. President Zelensky saying Putin deliberately chose Christmas for an attack. What could be more inhumane? And President Biden calling the attack outrageous, vowing to surge U.S. weapons to Ukrainian forces. But nearly 3 years into this grinding war, Ukraine is losing ground in the east and struggling to hold territory it captured inside Russia, where Putin's forces are supported by thousands of troops from North Korea. Also bracing to see if Donald Trump will try to end the war, and on what terms.
Gotta be a deal. Too many people being killed.
But on the front lines in Donetsk, Ukrainian soldiers celebrating Christmas with their comrades and saying they're not giving up. We can't be with our families right now, but we're united by our military family, he says. In his Christmas Day address in Rome, the Pope appealing for a ceasefire not just in Ukraine, but also in Gaza, where Israeli strikes continued over Christmas. and just a few hundred Christians remain in what was once a vibrant community. While Israeli hostage families marking a second Hanukkah without their loved ones.
Both Israel and Hamas tonight are publicly accusing each other of last-minute demands, which are slowing down ceasefire negotiations. Now, there's a sense of urgency right now with President-elect Donald Trump saying there will be, quote, hell to pay if there's not a deal in place by his inauguration, which is January 20th.